Nice BMW Supra, bro. I mean Toyota. Hey. Next to me is a 2020 Toyota Supra. Co-developed alongside with BMW, it utilizes a Z4 chassis and powertrain, and it's not exactly how I expected them to revive this car a good 22 years after it disappeared into the 90s. The Supra, as we know, is an automotive icon, so this has some pretty big shoes to fill. Now, I wouldn't think joining forces with BMW would be the way to fill those shoes, but I've also learned not to judge something before I even drive it. So I'm gonna put all my preconceived notions aside, and I'm gonna judge this rad little ride for what it is.
The truth of it all is, this wouldn't even exist without the partnership between BMW and Toyota. Toyota never would have taken the risk to put all that time and R&D into a motor that will only be used in one car, and a car that overall won't sell high numbers. They wanted to make something affordable, so it was either let the name die forever or try to cash in on what they can. Luckily, it has managed to stick to its roots in some regards. It boasts a turbocharged inline-six with 335 horsepower and 365 pound-feet of torque, allowing it to scurry from 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. And while you won't have the option for a manual transmission, sadly, it is lighter, faster, and tighter than its predecessors. I happened to meet a young man by the name of Hector who was willing to let me make my mind up on whether or not this car was actually a good idea to develop in the first place. And don't mistake his quiet demeanor as a lack of interest in his own car. He's just a calm, cool guy all the time.
So my first impression is it's a little bit tighter leg-wise, as my father would do. He would just keep bashing his legs here, trying to prove that he doesn't fit properly.
You could adjust it if you like.
Well, it's the overall width of it though, right?
God, yeah, that's true.
And it's extremely BMW. I was kind of expecting a little more Toyota-ness, which, can I say? It's for the best that it's not very Toyota in here.
Toyota's kind of like...
For old people?
Yeah, exactly. My little brother would say that.
Exactly, yeah. Let's hear that exhaust note on startup. That's nice. It's also very BMW. I'm going to try not to make so many BMW comments.
Okay.
So we're going to leave everything on normal mode just for a little bit, just to kind of see how this puppy drives. It is very quiet. I like this already. I like it immediately.
Yeah, it's a smooth drive.
It's got a good feeling to it. That heads up looks really good.
You see the navigation, right?
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's awesome. And 684 lit up the interstate. This is extremely smooth right off the bat. Wow, I'm doing 75. You don't feel that.
Yeah.
Wow, that just picks right up, huh?
It does.
I mean, I'm at like 10% throttle. This thing just moves you right along. I feel like I'm going so slow. I'm doing 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, when I first drove it, I was like, wow, like I'm already on 70, 80. When all my other cars would like rattle at like 60, you know? So.
And your gas mileage actually seems to be really good. You're getting
really good.
25, 30?
Yeah, around there, yep.
And it's comfortable too. The only downside so far is the leg space here. I really have no movement because of this giant center console. I feel like they should have maybe scooped this a little bit wider.
Now that you're saying it, I do feel my legs touching.
Yeah, and how are you over there? You're a little bit wider over there, right?
A little bit, but it
seems like it takes this out.
Yeah.
That makes it a little bit better. So far, you get a lot of eyes on the road when you drive this?
Yeah, a lot. I always see the camera from the rear mirror.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking pictures. It's cool.
Transmission's smooth. The downshifting is smooth. Everything about this so far has been quite impressive.
It shifts on point. Just everything was on point. I guess that's computer, right? Doing all that.
Yeah, there's a lot of computers doing a lot of this. I can't tell if I'm upset that I like this car so much. I go into this wanting to hate it. So as I see this, I say it's not a Supra, it's not a Supra. But then you just, even in regular mode, you put your foot down a little bit. You're like, that's some super fun right there, man. That's nice.
Yeah.
It's so quiet. I'm doing 55 miles an hour. I can't tell my speed.
After a short drive behaving like a gentleman behind the wheel, we pulled over to take some sweet shots of the car with some trees, because everyone loves trees. Then Hector insisted I switch to sport mode and see why the badge Supra was slapped on this car in the first place.
If you turn it on sport, it'll sound nicer too.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I like the way you say that. Let's do it.
Press sport before you turn on the car.
Ooh.
Makes a big difference.
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's illegal. I feel like they shouldn't let you have that sound.
Yeah.
I could already feel it staying in first gear, by the way. It's getting ready for me.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Ooh,
difference? You feel the difference?
Dude, feel the difference. I mean, I knew I was. I know BMWs and their drive feeling enough to know how that's going to feel. But whoa, like, what a spirit this little guy's got.
Yeah, it does.
And the shifting,
It's on
just
point, right?
it just slams them down one by one. I mean, that is incredibly impressive. This is a great Jekyll and Hyde car, man.
Yeah, it is.
You really
That's a good.
right?
Yeah.
That cruise drive we did up here, I was hanging out and relaxing. And it's still not overbearing, because I can still just relax and not get crazy on the gas pedal. And then if I want to, I mean, that's 20% throttle. Wow. And that transmission will do everything it can to hang on to that gear and keep you in that power band.
Yeah. But even when you brake and the downshifts are on point, so it's so nice.
This car is not meant for a young man like you. I think this is too much fun, right? Like, you can get yourself in trouble with this car a little too easily. But you have the air of a much more mature gentleman at your age. I will give you that. Have you done the launch control or anything like that?
No.
No?
No.
I'm surprised, man.
I'm very calm. Like, I don't really go too crazy with the cars.
I'm only 10 years older than you, but I feel like I'm 15 years younger than you and how I want to do illegal things. That pop back there. Damn, bro.
That's what I love.
I have to pay for that noise.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to tell you that.
Look at that. It just pulls around pretty easily. These ZF transmissions, man, I don't even know why they ever made a dual clutch transmission. These do everything you needed to do. I feel like 8 gears is still too many gears, but even in the automatic mode, I didn't feel it stumbling around. I felt the same thing with the ZF transmission and the Giulia. It couldn't figure itself out properly, and so could this.
Yep.
This is an impressive car. My knee is hurting from hitting this.
Yeah, now that you're telling me that,
I shouldn't have said it. I screwed you all up. That's like Subaru right there.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. That's a big wing. This thing is missing a wing.
I was gonna look into that too.
I feel like a stupidly large, cartoonish wing would look good on this. Oh, Skyline. Freaking nice, bro.
Yeah, everybody's out tonight.
Yeah, so is the Supra.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking. You know what's funny? The Skyline they just passed by, I was like, no way, Supra.
Yo, there's a new thing on Instagram where people say, "Is that a Supra?"
I know.
Everybody
saw
screams
that. I
that.
saw that.
Or they say, "Is that a BMW?"
The rotors on this thing,
huge.
The rotors are gigantic, and the rims work really well. They're clearly Toyota rims, and I do love BMW's design rims. So it's funny of all the things they took, they didn't take the BMW rims from it, but the styling on the outside of this,
It's nice.
it's beautiful. The only thing I don't like is the nose and how the headlights kind of come together. They should have taken more of a design cue, either the front or back from the original Supra, just to kind of remind you it's a Supra. So I feel like this has maybe 10% of a Supra look to it. That's kind of upsetting to me.
I think that's probably the only thing I hate about it too. Just the front, but the back, the rear, just like, it reminds me of a girl, you know, with nice hips.
Nice. I like the way you say that.
Like when you look through it, through the mirrors.
Yeah, those are some baby bearing hips right there.
Yeah, it's nice and shaped.
Yeah, that is a great thing about being inside the car, is being able to see that design cue from your side view mirrors so effortlessly. Oh, there it goes. I hope the camera can see. I'm gonna try that one more time. Will you let me? No, you won't. Good car. I like that.
Yeah, it brings you back.
Yeah, this is great for a drunk driver.
So you like the car?
I love this. This is great. I don't have enough comparison to say how much it would be like, you know, a Mark IV Supra. So I'm pretty sure it's a light year difference away from what that was, but it's also a 90s car, and nothing would feel like that today. Like, would you want to buy a car and go, feels like a 98? No, it's like that's the last thing you would ever want, you know? From where my expectations were, I wanted to hate on it as like a fanboy of the old one, but I then have to accept that like the way car manufacturing goes now is different. And then if you had any doubts, all you got to do is just do something like this. Ooh, yeah. You really got to dig into those brakes. That might be the only thing I'm a little uncertain of, is the braking. Yeah, you got to dig into it pretty hard. And the exhaust note I'm not used to, so I can't tell where I'm at my end of my revs. think you're as fast as my car. That's insulting to me.
I know.
Because all you did was buy this.
Exactly.
I spent a lot of money on that piece of shit.
Yeah.
To all the Mark IV Supra fanboys out there and anyone who just hates this car because you feel like hating it because it's a BMW, it's a Toyota, I'm confused too. But you've got to drive it. Hector, I really appreciate you helping me out with this, giving me this review here. This is a friggin' pleasure, bro. Now I'm going to do donuts. No, get out of here.
I had a lot of doubts about this car. Sure, it isn't the Supra we wanted, but it's the Supra we got, and it's all we're gonna get. And I'm good with that. If their main goal was to make sure you had fun while driving it, then they did very well indeed. Thank you so much to Hector for letting me floor his car around town, and thank you to whoever the hell you are for watching this long. If you like what you saw, do the thing with the buttons and the commenting and subscribing and all that. I thank you kindly for watching.
I see the entire safety system is on according to this button.
Yep.
That's good. So when I test drove a few BMWs, I got back, I didn't know how to get into park because I didn't notice the park button. I just kept slamming it up and down.
Yeah,
The guy's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.